Hey there, welcome to my podcast. I'm your host Roz, owner of Roz Chandler Fitness, and I'm so glad you're here. This is the podcast where I chat to local inspiring women, share insights and have real conversations. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us from the beginning, get comfortable, grab your favourite drink and let's dive in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of the podcast. So hello, here we have another episode and I'm very, very pleased to welcome Sophie Hunt from Woven Earth. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi Roz, thank you for having me on.
You are more than welcome. So let's start by just telling the listeners what it is that you actually do.
So yes, I do a little bit of everything really. So I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I do energy healing. But I think my main thing is connecting people back with nature, back with themselves, so helping them find themselves again. So energy healing helps with that. You know, it clears your energy centers known as chakras in your body, and we all have an energy body, so it can get blocked or energy can get stuck. So energy healing, Reiki can help with that.
Yeah.
But I also hold certain new moon ceremonies and cacao ceremonies of an evening. So they're quite popular and they're always a lot of fun. It's a little bit different. It's quite magical. It's quite spiritual. I take you on a journey with to meet your spirit guides. We talk about astrology. It's just a really lovely community of people that are starting to come together. I'm getting some regulars and some new faces, and yeah, it's just really, really lovely. We get together for some really nice magical evenings that is quite hard to put into words.
So how did you have a previous sort of job, or how did you sort of get started in this field? How did it come about?
Yeah, well, it was quite random. So I was self-employed dog groomer, and I loved that. I did that for 5 years. You know, I spent a lot of money on training and equipment and converting my garage. But then there was just this little whisper, this little voice in my head that was like, this isn't it. You're supposed to be doing something else. And then my logical mind was like, don't be silly. You know, it was a thriving business. I enjoyed it. So why would I want to change? And so I kept ignoring these whispers. And then my back started hurting and I ignored them as well. So I was ignoring the little inner whispers. Then I was physically being told to sort of slow down and stop. But I ignored that as well. And then one day I just got a big shove from the universe and my back completely gave out. It was literally halfway through the day. Yeah, I was on my lunch break and I couldn't get back up off the sofa. It was so bad. Yeah, it really floored me for a good couple of weeks. I had to cancel my clients. And then it turned out I never ended up going back again. And that was the shove I needed to start something new, but I didn't know what that was. So I went on a big soul-searching journey. I went on a trip to Peru.
Wow.
Yeah, I was determined not to just get any old job. I didn't want to just get a job for this money and be miserable. I was like, right, whatever I choose next has to really feel aligned, really be what I want to do. So
did you have like, even though you were doing your business, did you kind of do Reiki? Did you go to Reiki yourself, or did you know about it, or was it completely new to you?
I don't know why the Reiki really started. It wasn't like I had a Reiki session and I'll do that. There was always something about my hands. I'd like go for readings, and people would always comment and say, "Yeah, it's you should be doing something with your hands." And I was always drawn down towards healing. And so then when I was like, right, healing hands, oh, maybe I should try Reiki. And so that was how that bit started.
Yeah.
And then it's just all sort of spiraled from there, really. It just kept evolving. So I started Woven Earth. It was September 2023. So it's not a really old business, but it just keeps evolving from there. And I know it will keep changing as well and keep adding to it. And yeah, it's all very exciting, but it all feels very aligned. You know, it really feels like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, I spent many years going, what is my purpose? Why am I here? So it feels nice to sort of be able to help other people find that feeling.
Oh, that's awesome. So what sort of, well, you've obviously said about what made you go to Peru? Why were you drawn to Peru?
Yeah, on my just constant search for answers, I got really obsessed. What's my purpose? And Peru is quite a spiritual place, and there's a lot of plant medicine ceremonies that go on in Peru. So that was what drew me there. So yeah, I ended up going to an ayahuasca retreat in the jungle.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know what it was. It's not like I got an answer as in you must go do this, and it wasn't like that. It took me full circle, really, where the answers are inside, which sounds a bit cliche, doesn't it? But you go all across the world and you try and figure it out. But actually, what you're supposed to do is already built in. You've got this map inside of you. It's about drowning out all that external noise and just listening to your heart. So you can save the trip for Peru, to Peru. All the answers you need are inside. It's about finding them. So,
oh, amazing. Yeah, and I think we do. The trouble is, I think we get pressurized, don't we, into the fact we've got to earn money, we've got to pay for the mortgage,
yeah.
And sometimes you don't listen to your inner self, do you?
Yeah, they're quite quiet. They're very subtle, aren't they? They're like whispers, and yet all that external noise is so loud, and what you should be doing, and lots of logical reasonings. But what about those little nudges that are in your heart, just are guiding you the right way? But it's hard to listen to them, and it does take a bit of bravery to just be like, right, I'm going to ignore what everyone else says and just go for it. But yeah, the rewards are huge when you do just take that leap.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you find that passion, isn't it? We've been speaking to a lot of people about that. Once you get that passion, and you mentioned about your business is evolving. You kind of feel, I know with my business, when I first started out, it was just aerobics.
Yeah.
And then I had to evolve. You have to evolve, don't you, to stay on top of it. And actually for your own personal, sometimes I overload myself with training because I think I've got to be learning that. But it's nice to keep evolving and
definitely
for your own sort of challenging yourself as well.
Yeah. Well, you can't just stay stuck in that same place. It's not Groundhog Day, and they say, isn't it, the only constant is change. So yeah, it is important to just keep flowing with that change and not getting too stuck and being like, oh, right, I am an aerobics instructor, that's it, and now I need to stop there. It's I'm good at it, it's successful, so therefore I'm done. It's not. You got to keep finding those little nuggets, keep following that, keep following the joy. Yeah.
Did you have to go on training? I mean, how does it kind of, I know you said about hands healing, but
yeah.
Did you have to do training?
Yeah, you do. You need to be attuned to do Reiki. So you get attuned by a Reiki master. So Reiki is it's like a universal life force energy. So it's all around us, and it's like a radio tuning into a different frequencies. When you're attuned to Reiki, it's just then you can connect to this Reiki energy, and then it can flow through you, out your hands, and you can direct it and blow it into other people. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow. And obviously I did get the privilege of popping up to are you still up at the top?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, still in Marketplace.
Yeah, so you've got your own little place.
Yeah, lovely little cozy room. I love it up there. That's where I hold all my circles as well, my moon circles. Everything's up there.
So tell us a little bit about the moon circles. How do they work?
So they're quite small and intimate circles. They're of an evening, once a month on a new moon. And I just sort of discuss the current astrology, which is another little passion of mine that I've been sort of studying for a few years now. I just find it fascinating. So I share a bit about the current astrology, and we have cacao, which is such a heart-opening sort of plant medicine. And it just really helps people get out of their mind space and down into their heart space. Wow. And then we go on sort of a journey, which is like a meditation, but it really relaxes you. And then it's hard to explain, but it's you sort of go into another realm. Wow. To meet your spirit guides, which is something that I did years ago. And your guides can give you messages, information, literally they're there to guide you. So if you're stuck or you're at a crossroads in your life, there are guides that you can ask for help from. So if you can get into that right brainwave, say that theta brainwave, you can receive messages from your guides, which I know it sounds crazy, but it's really amazing. Yeah. And so, I try and help people to do that. And it's amazing watching people do it for the first time and receive messages or meet their spirit animal. That's always a nice one. Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
So it's all very, very magical, but it's quite different, isn't it? It's not really the norm in our sort of Western culture. So it sounds a bit nuts.
No, I don't think anyone should, we don't really kind of, it's like that thing, isn't it? When you start to think of how big is the universe, and then my brain goes off into a little bleh, like how big is the universe? No one knows.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should ever rule out these things.
There's a lot of things, that you can't see, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it's really fascinating. I was going to ask you how you stay inspired to do your work, but I think you've kind of answered that in a way, haven't you?
Always nature. Yeah. If I'm ever stuck or confused, a walk in the woods just completely grounds me and inspires me, and gets all that creative juices flowing again. So if I'm ever stuck, I'll go for a walk.
That's like your well-being, your well-being.
Yeah, it's great for well-being. Yeah, because we are nature. I'm always saying that. That's like my little woven earth motto. We are nature. It's just that reminder of we are cyclical beings. We need to rest. We need to winter as well as being in full bloom. We need to do the full circle.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds amazing. And, I'm really fascinated by it all. What's a lesson that you're still learning? Is there one?
I would say probably asking others for help. So I never do. And that's literally physical. I moved recently and I find it really difficult to just be like, right, come on, everybody, come and help me move all my boxes. That sort of thing. I'm just not very good. I'm quite independent and I'm like, I can do it. I'll do it by myself. I redecorate the whole place by myself, so I think that's probably a lesson I need to learn, is actually reaching out to other people myself. Yeah,
it's hard though, isn't it? Especially when you do run your own business and you run your own thing, you kind of want to take ownership, and that, I think that...
Yeah, and you get used to it, don't you? You just sort, what's it? You want a job doing properly, do it yourself. And so you do, and it's just like,
I'm not very good at asking others for help, definitely.
No.
So that's a lesson I need to start learning myself.
Yeah.
So I've been asking my people that have been coming onto my podcast if there's any sort of favourite, book or a guilty pleasure that you sort of find yourself.
Yeah, well, my favourite book is The Clan of the Cave Bear. Have you ever heard of it? It's a series. That's the first one of a series. And it's by Jean. I can never remember. Well, I know how to read it. It's Auel. I don't know how you say that. So Jean, but it's just, I love it. It's a wonderful book. In fact, just talking about it, I want to read it again. It's so good. It takes you right back to sort of prehistoric times. So it's a fictional book, but it does take you just to another world. But it's the author did a lot of research, so it's quite factual in how those times would have been. So if you want to be transported to the dawn of time, then I highly recommend The Clan of the Cave Bear. It's so good.
Love it. I might just pop on to the bookshop website afterwards. And we'll look at that.
Let me know what you think.
And so some quick fire rapid questions I've been asking my guests, just for a bit of fun. So coffee or tea?
Tea, always.
Morning person or night owl?
Well, spring and summer, morning person. Autumn and winter, night owl, for sure.
Interesting. And your favourite travel destination, would that be Peru?
I think I would have to go for Peru. It's such a spiritual place. Everyone's so wonderful. There's all these old ruins and magical place.
Sounds amazing.
It is.
So if anyone listening thinks, right, that's really what I'd like to go and do, how would people get hold of you or find you on the web?
You can find me on social media, on Instagram at woven_earth_UK. or I have a website, www.wovenearthuk.co.uk.
Fabulous.
Yes, you can find me there, and yeah, there's always new offerings. So it's not just the moon circles and the Reiki. There's always new things going on. So yeah,
Brilliant. I might just have a little look myself.
Roz.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been really interesting to learn about what you do. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Lovely. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Look out for our next episode where I will be chatting to another fantastic, inspiring guest. See you soon. And as I always say, deep breath in and you're done.